a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9, Tuesday 21st. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking about November. We're still in October. And I don't know if because I start to feel the Christmas vibes and things like that. I love Christmas. Bad. I love Christmas music. Bad. And so much so that at the end of the year, they start carrying on the Christmas music until January, February. And that's to end the year gone. And then about March, April, more in April, I start to listen Christmas music again
for the Christmas season coming, and not necessarily for my stock what I have, but I think there are about 20, 25 online Christmas station. One or two or three, they bring Christmas music 24/7, 365. There's a 100 here, 100 something, 1,000 something, and 1A something. And then the others, they labeled as Christmas station. They bring in some regular R&B, but they mix it up with the Christmas. I had tune in there, and I don't hear songs there that I've never heard at our stations, in life. And I don't think there may be new songs per se. But anyway, we're rushing fast to Christmas. I went into our store today, and I saw some Merry Christmas cards. So I said, that's interesting. And I suspect Christmas ads are going to be coming out now. And my argument is, if you have Christmas cards and Christmas songs advertising coming out, why can't you play? Why can't you play music? And I don't know. Maybe some persons don't have the love for Christmas as I do. But we say good evening, welcome to another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Of course, I have to big up my listeners, usual listeners, the whole of Brown Hill in Nevis. We say good night to you. And why I forget to ask him here? I umpired a match on Sunday, St. Kitts versus Nevis. Nevis won the match, congratulations. And I umpired with Monzac out of Nevis. And I forget to ask him where he's from. Charlestown. Chances are it's going to be, what a place on this side, Bath. Brown Hill. It might be Brown Hill or Bath or Charlestown. But I don't know. But it was a real pleasure umpiring with him. So Brown Hill, the whole of Brown Hill, good night. I have to come over there one of these days and meet the people and check them out and say thanks for listening. And who knows, I might get a chick or two over there. And then coming back to St. Kitts, we say good evening to Montezuma James Palmer over there in Mansion, the man who's telling us everything what's happening about the James Harris T20 League. And they've had 2 rounds so far of 5 rounds. There are 6 teams playing in a round robin. And everybody play everybody. And at the end of that, the 2 leading teams can play in the finals. So go on out and support him. Hopefully we're going to get some scores in for the game. Church. We know LA played. We know HMP played. I think Backstreet played and Christchurch. Yeah, they played. And hopefully we'll get some time to squeeze them in. We are having 3 guests tonight at 7:15 anytime. Just now, we're going to have our first guest talking about pickleball. And you'll be interested what is pickleball, how pickleball come about, etc., etc. And then after them, we're going to have the St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatic Federation. These are the people. Well, I hope they come in to tell me they get the land from the government and they're putting down the Olympic-sized swimming pool, because these guys, after the piece of land since 2020, maybe 2020, 2019, 2020, somewhere there. Because we did our first program in 2023. So we're going out 2 years, and he was our guest, maybe the 3rd or 4th guest we had. So that would have been like early November. So I hope he's coming to tell us tonight that, YMF, congratulations. Say congratulations to me, we get we land. Because the world body, World Aquatic, saying, get your government to give you a piece of land and we'll come and put down a 25-meter Olympic swimming pool for you. There we go, sports tourism, revenue coming in. So he's going to be here, and then we're going to have the St. Kitts Amateur Basketball Association and the back end. They're the last lap, and they're going to be telling us about what's happening with basketball, what's going to be happening. So tune in, stick and stay. And going back to our listeners, we have Evie up there in Pans Pash, they call up there by Bractus shop. You turn up by Bractus in the corner on the right, she's on the left. She's a blind lady that's always listening to WINN FM 98.9. We have Anna Hall also over in Keon. Thank you much, Anna, for listening. I don't know if maybe she likes cricket, football, or whatever, but whatever it is, thank you for tuning in. We have Larnett Somerset. She's also locked on. And we have up in Canada, Montclair Samuel Tito, the man from Inner City in Molyneux. And he's around stud out of SP with the best player. One or two other Kititians. We also have Chris. He is a St. Lucian living in the States, Texas, I think it is. And he's very qualified man in the sports administration. So thank you, Chris, for listening. And everyone else who does, we really appreciate it. And you can call us, send us a line, and we are up and running on both YouTube and Facebook. So we say thank you very much for listening. And we hope that you'll be able to call in and make your points on any topic you feel. West Indies winning the one-day international today to level the series. And boy, people with high blood pressure, I hope you all take your pills before you all watch that game. But while we wait for our guest who hasn't signed on yet, Mr. Producer, and while we wait for him, let us bring you some scores and things like that. What has been happening on the the guest, he should be in any time now. We said 7:15, and he should be coming in. We have a first caller. Good evening, caller. Welcome to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Oh, caller. We seem to have lost that caller. Oh, thank you, caller. I'm not hearing you if you're hearing me, caller. Caller, if you hear me.
Hello, this is Cyril Doe.
Oh, Mr. Doe, how are you, sir? Good night.
I'm doing great, and yourself?
I'm blessed, highly favored, and giving thanks. You were in the Federation recently, but you had so much work to do. You're tied up. You were able to slip away before we had a chance to grab you and bring you in the studio live.
Yes.
But this is the next thing. I appreciate that. And how did you enjoy your stay here in St. Kitts last week before last?
Last week it was very good. I enjoyed myself very much. I was able to go over to Nevis and did something I never done before, and that was to go and visit the hot water springs.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was going to ask you if you visited.
Yes.
That was tremendous. Pickleball, how is that program going here in St. Kitts? We had you here when it was sometime last year.
Yes, we did.
You had your intentions were to introduce it in St. Kitts and have it spread about. So I take it that's when you came to work on last week.
Yes, I did, and I think it went rather well. I was surprised. I had a few more people than expected, and the ones that were there, I was proud of what I saw. People were out there eager to play, and the ones who played, they showed a lot of promise that they would be successful at the sport. And I am happy to say that we even were able to put down a court over in Keon at the high school. And we went down to Verchilds High School and also demonstrated a couple of things there at Verchilds High School. I left the net and a couple of paddles and some balls there with them so they could continue learning the sport. Unfortunately, I made it to Sandy Point, but I wasn't able to do anything there. I was just able to speak with the sports guy there, and I'm hoping on my next trip in December, I know school gonna be out, but I'll be bringing some equipment and be able to hand off to the young man that is there.
I think that might be Mr. Webb, is it by chance?
Yes, Mr. Webb, yes.
Yes, that sounds good, but you know, I'm a little upset.
Oh.
You can't come to SP where the best be my hometown and not put down a quote. But I
Well,
understand. That's how the thing. Those are how things happen.
yes, I mean, it happens like that. I mean, I spoke with Mr. Webb before I got there, and unfortunately, while I was there, I think communication went wrong somewhere, and we weren't able to get a date set up where I could come to the school and actually teach how the game is played. So that was the miscommunication. But I think we have it on the wraps now, and we would work on that for the next time. Now, unfortunately, like I said, when I get back, school gonna be out for Christmas break at the time, but I'll be able to get in touch with Mr. Webb and bring the equipment, and hopefully I could show him and some others how the game is played, so he could continue that with the kids.
I gather you had several meetings while you were here, not only
Yes.
with the facilitate the school sports master, etc., but a group of persons, as it were. And I saw some pictures from the participants at Keon High, and it made me feel bad. Bad that I wasn't there
Yes.
to witness it because it seemed like they were having a lot of fun.
They were, and that's the thing about it. And even the principal there at the Keon High School, she was very interested in the sport and what we were doing, and she's hoping sometime in the future that she'll be able to play the game. So,
That's
and that's the thing about it that I love the game for, because it's open for all ages, young, old, you know, whatever you might want to say you are able to play the game.
for the listeners who may not be familiar with pickleball, because until you told me about it last year, I had no idea about it. So for those persons who may not have an idea, tell us a bit about pickleball, and I know about golf and football and cricket, and you could relate to them. Football, you
Yes.
play with a football, etc. But pickleball,
Well,
what
it's
is pickleball?
pickleball.
How did that game come about?
It's a new sport to some degree, because it's been around now for many years, since 1965. It's been around, but it's just start really booming recently over the past, let's say, 10 years in the U.S., and now it is spreading throughout the world, because it's been played in Australia, it's been played in England. They played, as a matter of fact, they just had a tournament in Asia, and they're playing all the different areas of the world. They're playing the game, so that's why I'm so eager to get it in St. Kitts. And I know there are several places now, I realize, that play the game in St. Kitts. So it's a game like similar to tennis. The court is just a little bit smaller than the tennis court. The dimensions of the court is 20 feet wide by 44 feet long. There is a net involved. There is a ball, it's a plastic ball almost the size of the tennis ball, and has some holes in it. Depending on the area that you're going to be playing, if it's going to be indoor, the holes in the ball going to be less, because indoor the hole is going to be 26. Outdoor the holes are more. It's going to be 40 holes in the ball, and then the
Okay.
ball is made a little bit different also for indoor versus outdoor. Now, and there's a paddle similar to table tennis paddle, just a little bit bigger, but no rubber involved. It's just made of carbon fiber or fiberglass. And again, the net is about similar height of the tennis net. It's just about 2 inches lower than the tennis net, and it's a fun game.
And well, I saw the pictures and the students, boys and the girls. It seems most of them were playing in pairs,
Yes,
doubles.
we most of the game that you see would be played in doubles, either men's doubles, women doubles, or mixed doubles, where you have a man and a woman and so on and so forth. All right, but they do play singles, but that those are for the ones who are, you would say, fit and want to show their talent
Okay.
and fitness level. So they'll challenge themselves with that, with a singles match. But most of the time, I tried single one time, but most of the time we play doubles.
Okay. Pickleball. How did you get that? How did that name come about?
Well, according to the history, the three gentlemen who came up with the name, they said they had a dog by the name of Pickle. And whenever they hit the ball and the ball go away from them, the dog would go and get the dog would go and get the ball. So that's what they come up with, calling it pickleball.
that's, that's interesting. Very
Yes,
creative to
yes, yes, yes.
come up with a name for a whole sport that is going to be taking the world by storm. I'm actually, I'm obviously I'm in several groups, but my football group in Sandy Point, I'm out of Crabble in Sandy Point. I
Hmm.
put it in, and one of the members, and it kind of shocked me, said, "Why, yes, this is one of the fastest growing sports in the world right now."
Yes.
And he caught me off guard because at least he had a little knowledge of it. So,
Okay.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I'm just commenting on what you said. I said, okay,
Oh,
when he
okay.
caught you off guard.
So, with Keon and Sandy Point, and it was it Vorchels you said?
Yes.
With them being there, yes, they're just learning, they're just in infancy stage. When can we expect our first pickleball competition?
See, I'm glad you asked the question. There are in let me back up and say this. In St. Peter's up there in Monkey Hill,
Yeah.
there are some people also playing up there. I don't know who they are, but I met a young man on the plane heading back to Miami when I was leaving that Saturday. And I so happened to see when we were getting off the plane, see his shirt says something about pickleball. So I started a conversation with him, and he told me that they play in Monkey Hill. But according to what I've learned, they don't have anything marked out over there to play. They just put a net down and they just hit the ball, so to speak, over the net. Now, also over at the Marriott, there's some people over there who say they play, people from St. Kitts who say they play the game because they work at the Marriott, and, they also have guests that comes in. So when the guests are there, they play with the guests. So this is something that we're working on to try to get everybody together and everybody on the same sheet so we could have the St. Kitts people playing the game other than just when they're at the hotel. Now, talking about the tournament, I just brought it up to the group that you're a part of with us. I just mentioned it in the group chat that we need to see if we could put a tournament on as soon as possible. Now, I was hoping that they would say, "Let's try it in December when I'm going to be back there."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they said give them a little bit more time so they could learn the game a little more because they're hoping to play maybe once a week, maybe go over to K-On sometime in Netball City where they could get a chance to play and learn a little bit more about the game. So sometime in the near future, we'll be doing that.
And how are you managing it here? Do you have somebody, a group of people here in St. Kitts overseeing whatever practice, working with the groups you've identified?
Yes, well, right now we're trying to put together an association, a group that would be able to manage everything concerning pickleball.
Okay.
So we have the thing set up for that to take place. It's just for the guys now to get together to do that. We have a few guys. One guy by the name of Douglas Watley, a guy by the name of Ivor Blake, another guy Charles Morton, Denzel DeCoster. You have Lenny. Can't remember Lenny's last name.
Lenny Lake.
Lenny Lake, yes, and a couple others that are there, that are willing to get this association together and get everything set up. So they're the ones who's right now going to be managing the practice, especially Mr. Watley, because he has access to the Keon area where they could go and play. And then also we have the young lady by the name of Antoinette. She works with the Ministry of Sports people in the park, and she is also willing to help out, to find places for them to get to play and do what they have to do.
Yes, I think she is a national volleyballer as well.
Yes, I think she is a part of the volleyball group. Yes.
How expensive or inexpensive the equipment would be?
Well,
Well, you mentioned earlier racket, ball, and net.
yes.
Is there any other piece of equipment you need apart from those?
Well, the only thing I would say is to get the right pair of shoe. That would enable you to move properly on the court, not getting, injuries like, for example, getting your twisted ankles and things of that nature. Now, yes, you could play in a regular pair of tennis shoe or sneakers or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes, you have the training shoe, you have the court shoes and all these different things. But you could find inexpensive shoes. Now the racket, depending on the quality that you're looking for, they're not that expensive. The nets, you could get inexpensive nets, right? And the balls are sometimes you could get 6 balls for $15, US dollars I'm talking about. So it's not that expensive. I know golf, if you follow golf, is more expensive. And tennis, if you follow tennis, tennis is more expensive than racquetball. So this one is a little less expensive than these things, and it's affordable. Now, like I mentioned, I brought down there so far about 4 nets and a bunch of paddles, and these were donations that I received from people here that I brought down there. So, and no one had to pay for them. So everything that they have right now is things that we have donated to them.
That that is sounding good. In terms of a contact number, if somebody wants more information, wants to contribute even, how could they reach out to you?
Well, my number is an American number, 315-681-3908. Or I would say reach out to one of the guys like yourself who thing, but I don't have their numbers offhand in my head. I would have to go and look for
I
them
understand.
on the phone, and then so one of those persons there, unless you would call me WhatsApp, that would be the best way to reach me. And then if you are interested in learning the game, or you have a way of you would like to donate something to the game, then yes, you can reach me at 315-681-3908. And we will talk about who, like back in St. Kitts, who you could reach out to, and the person that you could get in touch with and do the donation, or you could learn the game through that person until I get there.
That's very wonderful, and I look forward to the day when we can actually have that competition here in St. Kitts, and persons coming out and seeing what it's all about, getting excited, and becoming members of the movement. I thank you very much. Well, I don't know if you have. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Well, to say the least, let's see. Now, again, we are working on many things. Over in Monkey Hill right now, they are saying that they want to um, get the netball court set up where we could play pickleball there also. So that we have that. Now the other part is we would like to see. I know Ivor Blake. He's going to be working with his organization, the group that deals with the Special Olympics. He's going to see if he could um, get a letter set up where he could speak with the the government and see if they could allow us to get one of those courts down by the garden area and see if we could use that court and get it converted to play pickleball. You know, it's going to be not so much given to us, but loaned to us so that we could play the sport there because we are looking to have a couple of courts where the public has access to the court. Because that's how the game would grow or the sport would grow in St. Kitts, having public courts available to the public to go and play.
That sounds like a good idea, and I think it may be said that we have the most courts, basketball, netball courts per capita in the world. I think almost all, if not all, communities in St. Kitts actually have a netball court or basketball court, either separate or joint combined. So that is a tremendous thing. I want to thank you very much for making yourself for being on the program. And I'm hoping when you get back in December, God's spear, we could have you back on telling us how the developments have gone since you were last here in October.
Yes, and I appreciate the opportunity that you have given to me for me to be on here to explain or to speak about the pickleball movement that we have going on in St. Kitts.
Thank you very much, Cyril. I really appreciate it. And say hello to Virgie for me, please. I'm looking forward to see you back in St. Kitts in the next few weeks.
All right, well, thank you so much again, and I will say hello to Virgie for you.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. You were just listening to an interview with Mr. Cyril Doer, who is leading the charge for the introduction of pickleball here in St. Kitts. It's something similar to lawn tennis. There are a few differences, but it's very enjoyable. So you need to be part of that. If you are interested in pickleball or getting into it, give me a call, 668-2055, and I'll be able to patch you on, link you on to Cyril. Because, like you said, they've already started doing things in Cairn. Some things has been started in St. Peter's already. And you will have it. You will enjoy the fun. That was our first guest on the program. We still have two more coming. One at about 8:45. We'll be having Mr. Sheldon Thomas, the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Aquatics Federation. And then after him, we'll have the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association, Skanaba. So stick and stay and don't go no way. Did I call out, big up everybody who listening? I think so. And to those who are celebrating birthdays today, happy birthday. Happy anniversary to you if you are celebrating that. And if you celebrated between last week, Wednesday, and yesterday, Monday, we say happy belated birthday to you. Or if you celebrating between tomorrow, Wednesday, God's spear, and then next week, Monday, we say happy birthday in advance, happy anniversary in advance to you. If you are going through a period of bereavement, we say our condolences to you and hope you be strong and find peace and comfort in the many, many, many pleasant moments that you would have shared with the deceased and will forever cherish. So condolences, hope that you be strong and find peace and extend best wishes to you and take it easy. We are now getting into our second guest. Tonight we have one in, one out, one in, one out, flip, flop, on, off. That's the kind of things. But before we go to the guest, we encourage you to call in, share your view on any topic. And we have the guest here. You can call him and ask about that. And the numbers to call are 466-0989, 466-0989. If you're in the UK, call 033-344-0065. In the USA, you'll call 718-285-6984. And in Canada, 305-921-4619. And if you're shy and you don't want to talk, if you're shy like me, you can send me a WhatsApp on 668-2055, 668-2055. And we thank you for listening. And of course, if you want to come on board as a sponsor of the program, we welcome you, we invite you. We will like you to reach out to us. Give us a call, 466-9586. That's our marketing department. Or you can send a WhatsApp to me if you want to be a partner. And as a sponsor, there are various packages available. If you want to sponsor the first Tuesday in every month, that'll be fine. Or you want to sponsor the first hour of the program, that is fine. If you want to sponsor for just a month, that is still fine. So whatever you want, we have it for you. We can work it out for you. So we go to our studio, in-guest studio tonight, and I have a way of not introducing the guests because I want them to introduce themselves. So we say, good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome yet again to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9.
Good evening, Mr. Mills, and happy to be here. Good evening to those in Radio Land. It's always a pleasure to be in the house with Mr. Mills to talk about my passion, which is swimming, aquatics development in St. Kitts and Nevis.
But up to now, you haven't told the people who
my
you are.
name is Eldon Thomas, president of the St. Kitts Nevis Aquatics Federation.
Aquatics, that sounds like a big word. Break it down for us. What all aquatics entails?
Aquatics entails any sport in the water. Any sport in the water, any discipline in the water, whether it's diving, whether it's swimming, whether it's artistic swimming. We don't have those yet. We just have swimming right now. Maybe later on we would branch out into those different disciplines in aquatics.
Before you get in, well, I'm hoping that you came to tell me, yes, I congratulate you because you got your piece of land that you've been searching for years. I hope that's the good news you came to tell me.
Well, that is in the making, That is in the making. There's more light in the tunnel than darkness right now.
Oh, so it's more positive now.
Yeah. There's more light in the tunnel, and I guess I could say that much for now, but there is more light in the tunnel, and I believe, I have a little confidence that hopefully next year. We may break ground, and hoping that we could have WINN FM on the ground to to broadcast that and stuff like that. So so there's more light in the tunnel than darkness. So we have high hopes.
St. Kitts or Nevis?
It's going to be in the Federation.
You should be a politician. That's a good answer. But I am glad at least there is that light in the tunnel.
Yes.
Because I did say on the program when we started, my guest will be you. So I did say I'm hoping that you're coming to give us good news that you've gotten the land, and at least that's the next best thing. You say it's in the making, so you will be able to get it sometime next year. It's a little long. I'm wondering why.
No, I didn't say we may get the land next year. I said we have groundbreaking next year.
Well, if you have groundbreaking, that suggests
you could
got
get
the land.
You could get the land, and you put things in place, and then you have groundbreaking ceremony. But it doesn't mean that you'll get the land next year. You could get the land this year.
It's been a long day. Forgive me. that makes sense. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. But it's got to hear because 2 years ago, give or take a week and a week and a half, when we started this show, you were maybe the third or fourth. I think it's the third guest on the program. And you broke my heart in 2020 3 when you told me that you've been trying for quite a few years, the association,
Yes.
but had not been successful in both St. Kitts and Nevis. And I'm glad that has happened, because everybody's talking about sports tourism these days.
Yeah.
And if ever there was an opportunity for sports tourism, it would be, I'm thinking, you and your pool.
Yes.
People
yes.
coming from Anguilla, Antigua, and most of all, your athletes stop training in the seawater.
Yeah, well, that is true. We do some open water still, but I would like to take this opportunity to talk about the pools that we have been using in St. Kitts and Nevis, and that is the Mount Pelier pool, the Mount Pelier Hotel pool.
That's in Nevis.
Yeah, 18 meters, and the Royal St. Kitts Hotel pool. That's another 18-meter pool, and we're making the best of these facilities. So we want to really thank the managers of these hotels who have opened up their heart to the Aquatics Federation and allow us and our swimmers to use that facility, to develop our swimmers and to prepare them for upcoming events, because we have an upcoming event right now, the OACS Championships, which will be held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this year our standard has been elevated a bit, because we want more from our athletes, and so we had a higher standard of qualifying time. And many of them qualified for the OACS Championship, actually qualified, made the qualifying time. And so we have 15 athletes who will be traveling on the 6th of November to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they have been doing well, Mr. Mills. There have been some tremendous improvements. Some of them traveled to Antigua and to Barbados. I mean, just the seriousness of these athletes, and try to qualify and compete among faster swimmers. And Antigua and Barbados spoke highly of St. Kitts and Nevis, and the athletes and what we're doing here in St. Kitts and Nevis see that we're actually trailing, in regards to experience and things like that. So we are really improving, and I just want to thank those hotels publicly for giving us the opportunity to really use their facility for the aquatic development in St. Kitts and Nevis.
That is really tremendous. Old people, I think they have a saying, I can't remember how it goes, but whatever you have is more than what if you do not have anything at all.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So 18 meters, it's not the ideal, but it's more than swimming in this water.
It's better, yeah. For competition, competition and swimming. I mean, you can really do things with an 18-meter pool, because you could do the workouts to get what you desire. You have the flip turns, you have dives and stuff like that. So the pools, even though they're 18 meters, the depth is quite adequate for the swimmers, and we have been using those pools for a while, and that's where the swimmers have really developed this strength and the stamina and the speed in those pools. So definitely, that's not the ideal, but as you said, that is better than nothing at all. And so, because we don't have the ideal, we must acknowledge these persons who have really been helping us in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thinking about swimmers, two persons will always jump out at me. I was going to say Troy Mills, but I was thinking about Troy Nisbet, I think it is, our Olympian, and Skylar Connor. Are they part of the team?
Yes, they are part of the team.
So Skylar would be, she's studying in the States, I forget.
Yes.
How her studies coming on and her training?
Pretty good, very good. Matter of fact, she was here a few days ago for the qualifying event that we had in Nevis, and you can actually see significant improvement in her. And so she is doing very well, and we have a few other swimmers coming up as well who are doing tremendous. And so we want to look at those. And I know that the NOC, I cannot ever come here and don't talk about the NOC and the kind of support that the NOC gives to the aquatics development. But I'll get back to them. We have a time where we're going to talk about our sponsors, and so it wouldn't be now, because there are still sponsors coming on board.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, so we're gonna talk about that at a different time, maybe after the event. But yeah, Skylar is doing pretty good. Troy, he's still there as well. There are other youngsters who who are really coming on stream and are just as good as Troy and maybe better. So Troy will really have to step up his game.
Yes,
you know, because these guys are right on his heel and they're doing tremendous.
Iron sharp, iron they say.
Iron sharp, iron.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a list of the athletes and their PBs or whatever? Any data on them you want to share with us?
Yes, I have it.
Oh, but you can't share it.
But I have the names who of those who make up the team, the PBs and so on. We could put that in a press release because I'll have to actually pull that up, from emails and stuff like that. But we have 4 8 and under. We have one young man, Raheem, from Paradise Inn, 8 and under.
Sorry, stick up in Paradise Inn. That's a club. What is that?
Yeah, that's a swim club. That's Mr. Timothy Morton Swim Club in Connery. You know.
So they have a swim club in Connery?
Yes.
You know that,
Yes. There's Timothy
I like the
Morton.
name, Paradise Inn.
Paradise Inn.
I thought it was a guest house or something.
Well, there's a swimming pool there, and he runs a swim club.
Okay.
I could tell you that. And so a young man from his club has made, the time, and there are other 3 from Nevis, 2 females and another male, Akimba and Philippa, and also Edith Den. Those are the 8 and under. Then we have some 9 to 10 Gaj Leons, and also another Gaj is from St. Kitts, another young man. He's the son of our deceased coach Derek Leons, which I would like to touch on before I leave, to speak about what the club, the Blue Marlin Club, has established in as a legacy for Derek. So we'll get back to that. So we have Gaj, and we also have Teji and Truss. These young men, they are 9 to 10. They're in the 9 to 10 category. Then we have Skylar Connor, and we have Troy Nisbet, Anyo Henry Pemberton, Nathaniel Shivatan, Austin Williams, Valentino Esposito.
The former commissioner of police?
Who?
Austin Williams.
No.
I was just being a little facetious.
I know. We have also Valentino, and so we have 8 and under, we have 9 to 10, we have 11 to 12, and we have 13 to 14. Then we have one of our diaspora swimmers, Jonathan Sen, and we have also Jennifer Marlin, those are the 18 and over swimmers, and we have 5 officials. So we have a contingent of 19 persons who will be traveling to compete in the OSS championships.
That is wonderful. I remember a few years ago you had like a team of 22 persons, I think it was.
Yeah. You see, and at that time too, what we were actually doing, we were actually giving them a foot in the door, basically, get the experience, and we just looked at them, we got some time, But now this year, because as you go older, you should get better, you should get wiser, right? And so what the federation is doing, the executive body is now. We are now setting the stage where athletes must perform, and make a qualifying time to participate. No questions about that. It's not how you look. The record will have to speak for you.
It's how you perform.
It's how you perform.
And I like that, performance-based selection. That is the best way to go.
Yes.
Once you start selecting for other reasons that nobody knows, you're just making them up as you go along, then it is a problematic thing.
Yes.
I like the idea. Everybody knows, hey, this is how.
That's the standard.
The standard. You go from here to here. You need to do this, to do that, etc., etc. I really like that. But that's in the OECS.
Yes.
I know some time ago, I think it was in St. Lucia, Barbados. Not Barbados, Bermuda, I think it. Not Bermuda.
OECS?
Yeah, the OECS.
St. Lucia. The ones we went to were St. Lucia and St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, okay.
And then there was Carifta in Trinidad earlier.
Well, that is what I was trying to remember.
Yes.
The Carifta games in there. In terms of the management of that team, the 19 players, who are they?
We have chaperone. What we usually do, when it comes to selecting the chaperone, we look at the different clubs and which parent may have most females that make the club. because one of the things we want to take into consideration, that we do take into consideration, is the comfort level of the athlete. An athlete should be comfortable going into competition, and so the chaperone is Edith's mom. The two sisters who made the team. Her name is Camilla Den Stahl is, and then we have two coaches, one from St. Kitts, one from Nevis. The coach from Nevis is Mr. James Weeks, and the one from St. Kitts, who is the assistant coach, is Kyle. He's from the Bloemfontein Swim Academy. We also have the team manager, who is Mr. Truss, McLevon Truss, and we have the National Federation rep who will be traveling this year with them, Mr. Timothy Morton, who is the Secretary General for the St. Kitts Nevis Aquatics Federation.
So, from what you just said, I take it is mandatory that an executive member travels with the team?
National Federation member? Yes, yes. They deal with, there's something called Congress and stuff like that. So they actually, because Congress, someone from the Federation body, executive must be there to speak on behalf of the Federation. The manager is not a member of the executive, the chaperone, they are not. So Timothy is the secretary, so he's going to be speaking on behalf and also report back to the executive body what transpired and stuff like that.
I like that, because that's the only way you could know what's happening at this level and above.
Exactly.
So you have to be going and things like that. So you're carrying a very powerful force with you.
Yes.
And I think it's easy to say that you're not making any joke.
No, we don't want to be making any jokes right now. I believe the time for jokes are over.
And this is
I
serious
believe this
time.
is action time. This is action time, and we want to be different. We don't want to be the ones who talk and there's no action. You know, we want to talk and we want to have action. I see you laughing, Mr. Mills. I don't know if you know what I want to go down to that. I'm not going, but we believe in action, and our main goal, our main focus is for the development of our athletes in St. Kitts and Nevis.
And it's all about that, and I like that, because, and you have to, in my view, you have to grab them while they're young.
That's correct.
Bend the tree while it's young.
That's correct.
Because if you don't get them by second farm, it's a good chance you would have lost them.
Yeah.
In whatever sport, whatever discipline, table tennis, what have you. So it's important to do that, get them involved.
Yes.
And roughly, I don't know if you're at liberty to say, how much a ballpark figure it is costing to send these athletes to the OECS? Sorry to put you on the pressure.
No, I could give you. I'm just rallying. I'm trying the figures in my head quickly. Well, almost 50 grand.
Sure, that's a lot of people, a lot of money. But
you're talking about group travel alone. Group travel alone is over $30,000 EC dollars.
And that is correct.
That is just travel. That's not accommodation. Accommodation is under $20,000.
You're discouraging me. Why I say you're discouraging me? I'm the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association. Yes. And we are looking to send a team to the OECS Table Tennis Championship in Grenada.
Okay.
And the 7th, 8th, 9th of November, the second weekend.
Okay.
And those figures are not, I don't say they're frightening me, they're reminding me of the feeling we're having, because if you're going to send 7 people, 8 people with a tickets costing roughly $2,200, that's like $17,000 gone there.
Easy.
Without blinking.
Easy.
And then you have accommodation, which is subsidized for the same 8 people, $100 a night for 4 nights.
Yeah, and then meals, because these hotels, you may get breakfast included, but
the meals have to be
but meals, you have to provide for meals, and meals gonna run us well about $5,000. So this is not a cheap, let me not say cheap, but inexpensive venture, right? But the thing is though, we sometimes we look at the bigger picture. And so we beg, we reach out and so on, and there are persons, as I said, we're going to talk about our sponsors later, but there are persons who see the need. you know, and they come to the rescue when we ask. They don't hesitate. And sometimes we go back again, you know, and they don't hesitate. You know, they said, listen, you know, get your budget together, stuff like that, and they assist, you know, and we will have to just big those institutions up, you know. I know that the Ministry of Sports, I don't really want to start, but the Ministry of Sports in St. Kitts and the Nevis especially, you know, and NOC. For those who don't understand what the NOC does, the NOC pumps a lot of finances into developing sports in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I really wish, every time I come here, I'm going to talk about it, because this has nothing to do with politics. I really wish that the government would really see the need of development of sports in St. Kitts and Nevis and be more supportive to the NOC, because the NOC really supports sports and with the finances that they have. And I know that the NOC, they supported us in Carifta, they supported us in the Junior Pan Am Games in Colombia, they're supporting us now in the OCS Championship, and they're pumping up money all the time. And so that is why, you know, as an executive body, we looked at that and we looked at those who are sponsoring us and we said, listen, we have to do something serious. This is not about going and getting a plane ride. You guys have to qualify. We putting in investment in you. You must make the qualifying standard, so that those persons who are actually investing in the aquatics would feel a sense of achievement and feel a sense of partnership when we come back with medals, and the persons are beeping, and you could see the progress and the development and the improvement of our athletes. It's not just putting money there to get a plane ride, but you have to work for it, you know, and we want them to carry that throughout their lives, you know, not just in sports, but in school and stuff like that.
That's a beautiful point. Carrying the disciplines you're getting, discipline training, whatever, from the swimming into your personal life. Going school, even going church and things like that. Now, when you have to be at a certain place at a certain time, and you have to do a certain thing a certain way for however long or whatever, you have to go through it, because it might means expulsion from the team, as it were.
Yeah.
So it's not just the technical element you're learning. You're learning other elements, discipline, and that's
everything. Discipline must play a big part. I mean, I just want to plug in here something quick, Mr. Mills. For example, this morning, when I was looking at the figures and stuff like that, I made a call this morning to a particular business owner. You know, we get along good. And I know he wouldn't want his name to be called, but he owns a company called Espo's. He's a contractor, Espo. You know, I always get mixed up with that, you know. But he do like filtered water and stuff like that, you know, and sell. And I made a call, and boom, he just decides he wants to make a donation. He wants to make a sponsor into this event, and things like that. I mean, we, you know, persons come on board, you know, and assist, and we really want to thank them. And we're gonna I want you to. I'm asking you now to make a segment where we can have a chance to really big up our sponsors, you know, and call them out, you know, and let people know the impact that they are making in the nation's youth and the sporting development in St. Kitts and Nevis.
We could never say enough about sponsorship and sponsors, because really at the end of the day, as hard as the associations work, as much as they prepare the athletes, if they don't have the funding to go to these competitions, you're not getting anywhere. You might as well pack up and go home.
Exactly.
And it is critical, and I somehow, for years, it has always been a part of me. I love to big up a sponsor. I love to get a sponsor, his or her, or their kudos, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because simply without them, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And especially like you mentioned, when you have 2 or 3 or 4 events, competitions within the year, and you have to keep going back, some of them would gladly say yes and things like that, come on board. And like you mentioned, especially at the last minute call, hey, I need, could you sponsor 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever? Sure, no problem, who to write the check to, what's it for again?
Yes,
and
yes.
Next thing, you're having it, and it's not really easy.
I mean, you are so right, because, I mean, I'm not discounting how much the Ministry of Sport in St. Kitts help, because every time we ask, they usually help. You know, but I want to also highlight the Ministry of Sports in Nevis. You know, they are always giving abundantly to the St. Kitts Aquatics Federation. And I just called him the other day again, requesting more assistance again, and the assistance is coming again. So we really, Mr. Mills, we have to segment a part of your show where I can come here, and really big up our sponsors for the development and the impact they're making on our nation's youth.
I agree with that, and we could never ever say enough about sponsorship, eh? And normally it is categorized, but every cent means something. I might be able to give $50 today. Tomorrow I might be able to give $100 next month, and some that might be their area. They'll only be able to give, I don't know, 5,000 easy, while others might be able to give 15 or 20 and things like that.
Right.
And you have to big them up, and it hurts me when I go to events and I no sponsors are there, and the MC doesn't mention it throughout the entire period and things like that.
Yeah.
And because people don't understand how critical it is for the sponsors.
Especially in a time when money is so scarce.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but over the events you've had, you've been president now for how long?
Well, the president, I'm still in my first term.
Okay. And
just 2 years. 2 years have gone. The terms are now four years.
So in your term, medals, performances, how have been the performances of the St. Kitts and Nevis team in terms of returns with medals? Okay.
Well, the first time, Jennifer Marlin was the one who was medaling, basically. Now, last year, for the first time, Skylar Connor, she came home. She's the first home grassroots silver medalist for the OECS championship. That's the only place I know that we have medaled. And Jennifer would have medaled in different areas. Jennifer is a seasoned swimmer, right? So if you look at more grassroots swimmers, Skylar Connor is the first medalist, right, from OECS championships. And I am confident that this year we are going to medal again. The swimmers, they have been working really hard. The times are looking really good. We have one young man, Gaj Leons, and Derek's son. I think he was the only swimmer that qualified in 3 major strokes and the IM. And the IM is individual medley, right? That has in all the strokes. He qualified in the butterfly. He qualified in the backstroke, and he qualified in the freestyle, and he's just in the 9 to 10 category. Wow. And he also qualified in the IM, individual medley. So, and he's just in the 9 to 10. By the time these guys reach 11 and 12 and 13, once they stay focused, he's going to be going to world championships. And the other young man again by the name of Tadrian, who is very good on the freestyle and the breaststroke, he qualified in both. So these are young fellas, right? And you're so right. We want to harness them early, and keep their interest, peaked, so that, they would not give the sport up. They would stay in there, because sometimes it takes nothing for them to give up the sport. Yes. And I want to just highlight here, because the Blue Marlin Club, the Blue Marlin Swim Club, took a real hit this year, in the loss of our coach, Derek Leons. And in spite of all that, the young boy, Gaj Leons, still came to practice. I mean, the team rallied around them. The club rallied around the family. We rallied around Gaj and stuff like that, and Raquel. And Gaj came to practice, and even though he too had to make a decision. And in his young mind, I know that he must have been battling with different feelings and emotions. Yet he came almost every day, trained hard, and qualified. I mean, that is commendable.
Exactly.
Somebody who training and have that, because him and his dad were really close, have that incident in their life could really punctuate their progress.
Yeah.
Some people don't catch themselves.
Exactly.
Some people take a long pause. But he kept pushing, and his teammates rallied around him. And today he's qualified to make the OECS. And one of the things that we want to do as a club, I say we because I'm a member of the Blue Marlin Swim Club as well. And one of the things that we want to do, we want to really carry on the legacy of Derek. Yeah, because Derek was a FINA certified coach as well.
Okay.
You know, so he's just a flyby. You know him. He's certified by World Aquatics, and we are still missing him. What we have decided to do, we have decided to honor swimmers. We have started what is called a scholarship program, a Derek Lyons swimming scholarship program.
Excellent idea.
Every year, this is going to be ongoing every year. We're going to give a child, we're going to select a child, and that child is going to come to learn all the strokes, free of charge. Okay. Uniforms free, equipment free, goggles free, swim cap free, rash guards free, and the club and the parents and so on, they're going to absorb. That's the word.
That's
the cost.
The cost.
And so we want to do that at the end of the year. If that person wants to continue, or they will say, "Well, I've learned to swim, and that's it for me," that is fine as well. And so that is one of the ways we're carrying on the legacy for Derek. But however, there are also some criteria. For example, we looked at this person, whoever the child is, must be a regular school goer. And it's between the ages of 6 and 16. We just don't want we just don't want any child to just come and disrupting the club and stuff like that. We're going to do background checks. Understand? They must be going to school. They must be attending school regularly. There must be someone who wants to learn, and maybe they don't have the capacity financially to meet that. Those are going to be taken into consideration. So it's on our Facebook page, it's on our social media page, the Blue Marlin, and I have it here. Can I just read quickly? It says here that the Derek Lyons Swim Scholarship Program, honoring strength, spirit, and service. The Blue Marlin Swim Academy is excited to announce the launch of the 2025 Derek Lyons Swim Scholarship Program, an opportunity for young persons to learn how to swim or improve their swimming skills. And it says, please scan the barcode or click on the link and access the application form and learn more about the scholarship program. So this is going to continue until as many children in St. Kitts learn to St. Kitts and Nevis. If Nevis persons come down and so on, St. Kitts and Nevis learn to, you're one federation, so I have to say St. Kitts and Nevis, right? Learn to swim, and that is going to be on the club. We're going to take on that responsibility. And also, we also have swimmers in the club who would have made significant progress. They're going to also get what is called the Derek Lyons Most Improved Swimmer Award. So we are carrying on his name because he was an integral part in the club, and so we don't want that to die. So we are doing that to ensure that the legacy of our deceased beloved coach, that legacy carries on. So it's there, and we're encouraging the community to check out the Blue Marlin Swim Club on social media, and scan the QR code and apply. Get your children up to speed, but it's going to be one swimmer per year. It's going to be narrowed down to one swimmer per year, and we're going to be doing that every year, down to the last swimmer until whenever.
I like that, and it's a tangible means of saying how important this person was. I know Lyons because he was a member of the Football Referees Association. He refereed a few games for us, but then he discontinued, probably the work and the workload and all of that.
Right.
So when I heard about it, I was shocked because a relatively young man. But the thing is that when your number play, you can't say, hold on, you're coming back.
Yeah.
You got to put up your hand and go, so to speak. And but it's really sad. It's really sad.
I mean, it is sad, and but if we look on the flip side of it, if I could speak from what I know about him, being around him, he was a no nonsense man. He had something to do. Derek could just do it. He would do it. I mean, oftentimes because of my capacity as a president, and I would have to travel and stuff like that, Derek could just take charge of the club, and run with it. When we had events on Saturdays, I would be in church, and Derek would run with the club. So and we miss him, but the good thing is that God always provides. There's always a lamb in the bush, because when Derek deceased, another coach came on stream. Kyle came on stream. Kyle McKinney. Right, came on stream. I think he's from Trinidad or Barbados, and he's with the club, and he's doing a tremendous job. He's on a team. He's also a certified coach, very knowledgeable. He has been on the deck for a long time, so he has that experience with him and stuff like that. So we are doing good. We miss him, but we are carrying on strongly and carrying on his legacy because that is what he would have wanted.
And that is important. And well, there was a point that we lost table tennis, lost our president, Miss Laverne Merritt, may her soul rest in peace. And the SKNOC lost the president, Alfonso Bin Marchet, may his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
So, and these are always touching times. I saw a piece today out of, I think it's Ghana or Nigeria, an 18-year-old goalkeeper for a club. He got a call to come to a tryout for a club, and he went, and he was kidnapped. The family, a poor family, couldn't pay the ransom, and they killed the guy.
Wow.
18
Wow.
years.
Wow.
18 years. So when it comes to these youth
Yeah.
and death, well, death on a whole with everybody, but it goes down there. Of course, there have been athletes who drop down on the pitch, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And
Basketball has collapsed.
yeah, you don't know what it is, but that death. But then again, like I said, the participation. And I know a situation where an official working for government, he was told that, and he operates at a high level in football. He had a lot of games going up and down because of his quality. But he was told basically that it became a problem, let me put it that way. It became a problem. And if it's one area of employment that I believe shouldn't have a problem when it comes to athletes, officials, administrators going off to represent St. Kitts at the end of the day, is government once you're working for government. And that really hurt me. But again, the companies giving off time off for athletes, it is essential, it's important, it's necessary. Because if Kim Collins, for example, wasn't getting time off to go and train, to go and represent the country, we would have never ever had a world thing, a gold medal
That's true.
at the World Championship.
That's true.
So I, on behalf of all the sporting entities, National Association, I really thank the employers for giving their employees time to go and represent
St. Kitts and Nevis.
St. Kitts and Nevis.
National duty, it's a high calling.
What I really hate is entities not lending support. It's like the mother hen and the chicken, they planting for the corn. When they don't want to assist, but all of a sudden, when you hear this athlete win and this athlete medal and make the finals, however, everybody want to come along and say, oh yes, we're supporting him, etc., etc. And for photo apps. And it hurts me because it's disingenuous,
Yeah.
But
you know, that's part of the game. That's part of life, you know. And the good thing is that we just have to make the best of it. You know, if somebody gives you lime, you gotta just make some lemonade. You know, always make the best out of a bad situation. And so this sport is really thriving. St. Kitts and Nevis, the clubs around St. Kitts and Nevis. This year we have a wider variety of athletes. You know, in the different clubs. We have from Swim Right in Nevis. We have from the Bring It Swim Club, we have from Blue Marlin, and we have from Paradise Inn. So all these 4 clubs across the federation.
Bring It, you say?
Yeah, there's a club in Nevis named Bring It. That's the club Skyline's from. Okay, Bring It, you know.
Bring It Swim Club.
Bring It Swim Club, you know. And then there's also Swim Right, who have swimmers as well who made up the national team. And we have the Blue Marlin swimmers who made up the national team. And we have one from Paradise Inn. So it shows then that the federation, the executive body, the federation is working in collaboration in building up the clubs. You know, it's not just from one club, but you know, it's from different clubs. So we do our best to really, you know, build up the clubs, build up the coaches, you know, educate the coaches more, and also give the athletes a chance to really shine, you know, and perform.
That is really tremendous. And I've been monitoring you guys, so to speak, over the years. And if at any time I have to be asked to vote for a National Association of the Year, I would vote for the Aquatics Federation.
Then you should take it to the NOC and let's have a vote.
Because you guys have been going ahead in leaps and bounds and strides and things like that.
Yes.
And it's not easy to carry these big numbers of people to anything. Football carrying 25, 30 people and things like that.
It's costly.
Yeah, extremely costly.
It's
Cricket
costly.
carrying 15, 20. And tennis, you could send one. That's a good thing about it. And you'll have to
One
send
or
a
two.
coach manager, one athlete.
Yeah,
but you have to
yeah,
send a
yeah.
coach manager and things like that.
Yeah.
And but we got to give thanks. It's a labor of love
Yes.
and sacrifice and things like that. But in terms of sponsorship, you have a few minutes here, so you want to delve in a bit again and remind us of the sponsors
Yeah.
you have on board?
We have so far we have the Ministry of Sports St. Kitts. We have the Ministry of Sports in Nevis, who's actually double dipping. You know, so I want to big them up for that. You know, I want to big them up for that. We also have sponsors Montpelier Hotel. We have Royal St. Kitts Hotel. We also have Espo Solution, Espo Water Solution, and contractor. He's also a big sponsor. So these are some major sponsors, and I also understand that National Caribbean Insurance Company will be coming on board as a sponsor as well. So so there are persons who, and if anybody wants to sponsor and who's listening to me and you want to say, listen, I want to also make a contribution, a financial contribution to the athletes and to the federation, feel free to make out a check. We accept $50,000 checks. And we accept $20,000 checks. Just make up the check to the St. Kitts Nevis Aquatics Federation, and that would go a very long way. So and I believe there are going to be other sponsors.
Of course.
So definitely this is not all, but these are the ones that we have on board for the time being. So we want to really thank them. We want to thank them. And we also, I mentioned again the ESCO NOC, St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee. They are really our major sponsor. They sponsor us in basically all the events, aquatic events. So and not only that, if I may say here as well, they are following us so close that they are looking at our athletes and how they are doing. And so I got a call and said, listen, we realized that Skylar Connor and Mr. Jonathan, they are doing pretty well. And so we're looking at time. They have some of the best times. What's your recommendation? I said, well, the record speaks for itself. And so those persons have won. They have won a scholarship for the leading up to the Commonwealth Games. And they have also just won the Olympic Solidarity.
Wow.
You see, so the NOC is not just sitting around twiddling their thumbs. They're making things happening. They're looking at athletes and they're trying to see how we can really assist these organizations in really pushing these athletes. And so Skylar just won that, and Jonathan just won that, and they have the best times really, around here in the aquatics, in the swimming. And so we want to congratulate them. And we want to say, a big thank you to our sponsors and the NOC for doing that for our athletes. And there's room for other athletes. Once the athletes begin to shine and begin to really be out there, be a notch above the rest, then, there's always benefits in that.
It's tremendous. And I must commend the athletes for the work they're putting in. And it's a lot of work as an athlete, eh?
Yes.
When you put in the parents, guardians, we have to commend those as well, because some may say, "Hey, sorry, my athlete can't have homework to do, have this, have that," and for them to let them to be going and going and going again, because it's an investment, eh? But you're not going to see the real returns, the real dividends, until down the road.
That's right.
When they finish with
That's
school,
right.
getting job, scholarship,
That's right.
whatever.
That's right.
So, parents, we need to encourage you. You see your child running up and down every chance you get, right? Carry him down on the field and let him run. To me, that is saying from the inside, I want to be an athlete. If a child is always beaten, buy him a drum.
Yes.
Or her.
Yes.
Because they're really telling us what is in them. So, if a child stick around you when you're cooking, asking you, and you see them playing house and they're cooking, support them and things like that.
Yes.
So it's never an easy thing. So I must commend you. Is there a number that anybody can call in case they want to give any assistance?
Yes, they can call me as the president. My number is 662-4984. They can also call the secretary. Let me give you his. Well, I don't know if let me just give my number because you can't really give out other person's number without permission, and I have to ask him. So you can call me at 662-4984. I am not accepting any cash. Preferably to have a check written out in Federation name for transparency purposes and everything. Yes.
I congratulate you and your association again, Eldon, on the work you're doing, and the parents for the support they're giving the athletes and things like that, and the coaches. It is key because if they don't impart what they know, you're not going to get far. So congratulations to your team and best wishes, and looking forward to you coming back home with some medals, of course.
Thank you.
And us having you on the program, medal on a medal.
That's right.
Having us on the program, the door is always open. In case we may not reach out again and say, hey, are you available to be on the ball next week, Tuesday?
Yes.
You can do that if you have something, and we may be able to juggle and shift and things like that. The agenda would guess who we're in, who we're going to run. So we really appreciate that, and we thank you and extend the best wishes to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
Okay,
you have been listening to Eldon Thomas, president of the St. Kitts and the Nevis Aquatic Federation, telling us about the team, the St. Kitts and Nevis team that's going off to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the OECS Championship. And we're hoping that some of the athletes will bring back medals for us, and I'm putting pressure on Eldon to make sure that they bring back some medals. But it's always a good thing to have these youngsters exposed to these competition, and we wish them all the best. Stick and stay, don't go away. We're going to this is our first break for the show. We're going to take a break, and we will be back in a few seconds.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WINN FM.
Let's stop child sexual abuse. The age of consent is 16, yet our 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10-year-olds are becoming victims of sexual abuse and exploitation, which is being forced into sexual activity before they are old enough to decide. This causes mental, emotional, and physical harm to our children. Parents, it is your responsibility to protect and to educate your children. Develop a relationship of trust with your child. If they trust you, they will tell you. Child sexual abuse cannot be our norm. We must work together to correct this. Help us prevent, help us protect, help us prosecute. A message by the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services. Contact us at 467-1311 or 662-6833 for more information.
Looking for the perfect venue with history, beauty, and a breathtaking view? Come to Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, St. Kitts' premier destination for unforgettable events. From romantic weddings and elegant banquets to family picnics and memorable celebrations, Brimstone Hill has the setting you've been searching for. Need a professional space? We also offer conference room facilities at both the Fortress and our Matheson House head office. Call us today at 465-2609 to make your booking. We're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, where history meets your most memorable moments.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Hi, this is Adia, your reigning junior Calypso monarch for the primary school section. I think by now, we all know that screen time is a hot topic all over the world. But don't worry, I'm here to help by giving you tips on what you can do instead of being on a screen all the time. So, here's a tip for you. Too much screen time can actually make us feel sad, anxious, or grumpy. Research from the University of Michigan found that kids who spend less time on screens and more time playing outside or with friends feel happier. Choose activities that make you smile. This message was brought to you by me, Adia, in collaboration with this radio station.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. And it is indeed a pleasure to be bringing you a 2-hour sports show every Tuesday night on the ball. And we have with us perhaps one of the powerhouses of sporting associations here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we're talking about the St. Kitts and Nevis amateur basketball. Forgive me. Yes, St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Associations, Canaba, and all kind of things, lot of things going on, lot of things that keep with basketball, digging up places and laying down things and all kind of things. And we have someone here from Skanaba who is going to tell us what is happening. Good evening, sir. Welcome to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9.
Good evening, Troy. Good evening to the listening audience. Yes, I'm glad to be again on the ball, as you've always been inviting all sporting bodies. Let's hear exciting news there from aquatics.
Yes, I'm pleased. I'm very much pleased.
They're taking the team down to
St. Vincent.
St. Vincent and the OECS, the annual OECS.
Exactly.
Swimming championship. So.
And apart from them participating, I'm very much impressed because they're carrying some heavy numbers. 19 on this occasion a year. They had 22. So they're carrying a solid team and 8 and 9 year olds.
That's certainly true, and they're of course making sure that the swimmers qualify.
Exactly.
Or make some kind of qualifying mark that they have put down. So that's commendable.
So what are you here to share with us today? Are you telling us about the progress of the court?
No, not that. That's not in my forte. You know, in the sense that well, works are going on at Basketball City, you know. Yeah, I said works are going on at Basketball City, and you will see that the Ministry of Sports would have I think, a walkthrough sometime last week
Yes.
at the facility. Just hoping to get up and ready for by the 31st of August when our junior league begins. So
31st of
no,
August.
sorry, 31st of January 2020.
Fred,
2020.
that's
Yes, yes.
late,
So I'm going
Fred.
back. Yes, sir. That's when my league finished.
Oh, okay.
That's when my 5-on-5 league finished. But yeah, the end of January in 2026 when we start our junior league. You know, that's normally a big event for us. We have been, even through COVID, we were, you know, fortunate to have our basketball, the juniors play. So thankful for that. And we don't really want that the court not ready, they can't play. No, we will move around as we did this year. And we had some good exciting times moving around anyway, in taking basketball to the community.
Communities.
You know, especially Sandy Point, a big basketball following down there. You know, so and now we're looking to take another version of the sports to the people. You know, it don't have to be in the venue at Basketball City. So I'm here tonight really to talk about 3x3 basketball, which is the shorter version of the 5-on-5 basketball. So that's what we're here for. We're looking to have a competition on Friday, this coming Friday.
This
This
coming
Friday at
Friday,
5:30
okay.
down at Port Zante, and everybody were eyes rolling
Port
around.
Zante?
Yeah, down at Port Zante in what you call the courtyard or the apron there by the arrival hall.
Yeah.
On the outside, it's big enough for a half court.
Okay.
So we're putting on a half court basketball
That's interesting.
there, and we're
Creative.
playing 3x3. You know. You see, you look puzzled yourself. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is another format of the game. We bring it to the people. In the States, you see 3-on-3, but the 3x3 is a FIBA sanctioned event, and it's been introduced to the Olympics. It started in 2020, which was 2021, but it was first introduced in the Youth Olympics back in 2010. So it's a good word, exciting, and it's a good version of the game for a small country like St. Kitts and Nevis to qualify for the Olympics and major games.
I remember when I used to dabble with basketball.
You used to pick up 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Normally you start off the day with 3 and 3, and you would have had several 3 and 3. I can't remember where they go to 21.
21. Yeah.
And then at the end, when you're coming to the end of the day's proceeding, then you have a full court.
Man, see if you got some development thoughts, even though you see just going back to your days of playing the game.
Way back when.
It's the same thing, in the sense that 3x3 is to 21. Of course, if you're on defense and the offense miss, you have to bring it out beyond the arc. You know, we call it 3-pointer line. You have to bring it back out. So you can't put it back up if you're on defense. You have to come out. It just happened that the game is 10 minutes, a whole first, which is 21. But you have 12 seconds to shoot every time.
Wow, okay.
In the 5-on-5 or 24, you have 12 seconds in the 3x3. So it's very fast paced, and you have to score. Shoot points within the arc, that's within what we normally call the 3-point line, is 1 point. Outside is 2.
2, okay. So
in the 5-on-5 is 2 and 3. Yeah, so this is 2 and 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad you mentioned the part where you say in our time you go up with playing 3-on-3, then you go play the 5-on-5. Because we're trying to use that to encourage the current players that look, we're not giving up 5-on-5. It's just that the 3x3 helps you with your 5-on-5 game.
It's like cricket and the T10 and the T20.
You have to man up. In
Exactly.
in 3-on-3, you have to mark your man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it helps you with the flow of the game and how you can play the game. So it's not taken away. So we do it in the off season, from the 5-on-5 off season. Because our league normally go right down to June, but they say right down to August. So we normally like September to December we play. But we like to hope that we can play throughout the year within certain lull spots with the 5-on-5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because whether getting the schools or getting more kids. But the good thing about it, we have on the platform, that's the FIBA platform, there's a little over 100 players. And you won't believe most of them, like maybe 90% of them are under 23 players, which is good.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones who are going to carry the game
Of course,
forward, as opposed to the other ones who already done setting their ways to play the 5-on-5 and they want to play it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I thought that when you get older, you want to play the shorter version of the game because you can't take on the full court. But so,
And it's
that's
like volleyball, they've gone
beach volleyball.
complement the
Yeah.
six-a-side to the beach volleyball, things like that.
Yeah, sometimes they do a 4-side and sometimes just to try.
And those shorter games, they're more intense.
They're more intense.
Uh-huh.
And that's what we want people to see come on Friday evening.
And what time does it start?
We start at 5:30. We're looking to kick off with at 5:30. And we should end by 10.
Okay.
Because we have 8 teams and we have 2 pools of 4, A pool and a B pool. And out of that pool, you're going to get the winners. Number 1 seed in pool A play number 2 seed in B and vice versa. And then, so that's how you can say. You got one robin in the pools, the top 2 come out,
and then
play the first and second in the other pool. Then that's what you call the semi-final. And then you go straight into the final where we played maybe the bronze medal game first, and then the champs play for the champion second.
How many teams have, you mentioned pool, how many teams have?
We have 8. We have 8 teams lined up here. You know, we have Eagles, team out of Nevis. We have the elite ballers. We have Falcons. I don't need to tell you where that's from.
SP were the best.
Yeah, G-Force, Hitters, New Breed. You know where that's from. Hoppers, Level Up, and Skillful. You see, those names sound familiar to you in terms of the club and the 5-on-5. You see what I'm saying? These, because any 4 players, because 4 players on the team, 3 playing and 1's a sub. And the referee don't have to call on a sub. The players determine when the sub come in.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I say fast pace, so you have to move very fast when making the sub. But the thing about the 3x3 is that the players have the control. I'm saying that meaning that they have to be the one who driving the game, and they're not somewhat restricted as in terms of clubs, etc. I know it's going to be a little challenge for the traditional clubs who have the 5-on-5. These are not several clubs. I can play with a 3x3 team in one tournament, another team call me and I play in that 3x3 team. Because all the results goes on the platform and the individual player, they will call ranking points.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? The person who ranking up with points. But when you put all your top ranked players in your country, then you'll see where your country rank among other countries who are doing a similar situation. So the players are in control.
So
I like to say that the players are going to be in control.
And that makes a lot of sense.
You know, so
in terms of the registration, yes, there are 8 teams. Yes, there are
the registration.
4 players.
The registration went out last week. We only because we know we're only playing one night. You know, we could only take 18 to finish in the night.
Okay.
You understand? We normally you sometimes do 16 teams and you go over 2 days. You finish in a Friday and a Saturday. You complete. You play morning session, evening session. So you got 4 sessions, but in this year we only got 1 session. And your games tend to last about 15-20 minutes. So when you look at the number of games, 7 in each pool, that's 14, and then you got the semi-finals, 2 games. You know, that's 6 in each pool, that's 12, and you got the semi-finals, 2 games, that's 14. And then you got the finals and the one. You can see right away you're done at 16, 17 games.
Exactly.
At 20 minutes, so you see the night could run fast.
Like that.
But to keep the crowd in the game, there's going to be music, because the 3x3 play with non-stop music. There is no... The referee has to blow hard because the music should be loud, and the players should be concentrating. So the fans can get all caught up in the music surrounding the game. You know what I mean?
It's an event, a massive event.
There you go. It's an event, you know.
And in terms of the registration per team, yes, you said there are 4 players, but what's the maximum number of players a team could have registered?
Only 4.
Only 4?
Yeah, only 4.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, the slot only got 4. You put the best 4. And the coach can't coach. That's like I say in volleyball. You can't coach during the game. You cannot coach during the game.
That's like...
I don't know if they could do any signals or any eye winks or whatever, but they can't do the kind of timeout. The players can call timeout and do the thing on the field of play, but the coach cannot call anything for them.
Well,
you know.
that's a good thing as well, because it helps them to develop technically and tactically, do the assessment of the game, make the judgment there and then what is happening.
Yeah, we chose Port Zante because the game, the version of the game is really try encourage to go where a lot of people may be. Where you want to go by a bus stand, if we had a nice flat area down at the ferry terminal, where they play it down there. Because that's where people gather and people passing by say, well, what's going on? They will see that the game. And we chose a Friday because we think on that kind of effect, we think that they bring the game to people and they can see it and they can ask questions. And most people don't want to see, well, how are they going to play? Are they going to play on the concrete pitch, which we can do, or they're going to bring a court? Yes, we're going to bring a court. And we're going to put on our backstop, which is the support for the basketball ring. Yeah. We're going to use this thing from a boardwalk. The boardwalk have these portable. So we're going to bring down one and set him up. So you have the arrival hall in the backdrop and the players playing in the front. So if anybody dunking and he goes that high, and you get a good photo, you can get a good you can get a good picture image of the player up and the beautiful arrival hall of the Port Zante is in the background.
I like the whole picturesque and all that, and things like that.
Those kind of things, it's kind of sport to the people.
If the mountain, if Joshua won't go to the mountain
you
won't
go
go
there.
to Joshua.
So who knows? I might see table tennis down there too.
Who knows that?
I know you want it in your mind.
Yes, of course.
And you should.
We've been using.
You should.
Yeah, we use sometime way back when we used 4th Street.
Yes.
Use the server.
And now I'll give you a good venue.
Think
about it.
Yes,
You know, you can
yes.
You might end up being in the arrival hall instead of outside the arrival hall because your thing is just a table.
Yeah, a
smaller space.
Yeah, but I like the idea. I really like the idea, Glenn.
I see your eyes dreaming. We all want to do it, and we're fortunate that the UDC and SCASPER were able to say, well, we will do it. We had a walkthrough today. Mr. Wendell Pemberton did the walkthrough on behalf of the association with the UDC and the Prime Minister's office, which is one of the main sponsor. Yeah, they came on board because they were doing 3-on-3 back early this year in April, I think when you had the NBA stars here. Yeah. And we said, well, we don't have 3-on-3, we have 3x3, so would you want to do something with us? And Stuart said yes, we do an event with us, and we just selected that venue. So thank you for SCASPA and UDC for their help in this. You know, so when we see lighting, you can see lighting setup. We're looking to put up a big screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so people can see the score and you can see. They will do streaming the event. We're streaming the event as well. So it's all free. It's all free.
That's like taking Basketball City, taking it out there, putting it down there.
Yeah. So sometimes some disappointment make you do things that you did not know you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is
one.
Being
creative.
Yeah, and when the conversation started, you have about the venue and so on at Basketball City, and you see we flow into, hey, we all became creative in doing some things. We move around without 5-on-5, and now we're going to put that with 3x3. It does not mean that we don't want women. We want women facility. You like to know you got your main facility. And that's why I mentioned that date, 31st of January, 2026, in case I did say August, 2026.
Everything ready by that.
We need Basketball City to be pumping with our under 20 junior team, junior players, using the new facility on the new LED lighting and that kind of thing. Yeah.
You're doing any live broadcast? You mentioned streaming, but I'm talking about for the spectators.
Yes, we have it in the house. Sugar Bowl DJ.
Okay.
Sugar Bowl DJ. You know he know basketball. And
yes.
Where there's a 3-on-3,
man.
where there's a 3-on-3, a 3x3 or whatever thing. Sugar Bowl, because he knows sport and he knows the game. He's going to be there with our DJ MC doing everything in one and keeping the thing.
That is a wonderful idea, and it brings the crowd into it.
Yes.
And things like that. And Sports Day, for example, the schools doing
Sports Day.
They've evolved into that sort of things.
Yes.
Of thing. So it's really tremendous.
That's why it's important to make sure you have someone who knows the game and they could.
Exactly.
They're not only a DJ, they are all in one. They could do so many things to keep the crowd pepper and engage, entertain in the game. You know. So.
Be the hype man for the game.
The hype man for the game.
What are the prizes for these?
When we have cash awards, of course the usual medal and so forth. Yes, the winner. I hope I'm saying the right figures. I'm fixing myself to it, you know. But it's 4 players we're talking about, 6, 4, and 2. But we're still finalizing that prize money that the winners are looking to make. We hope to move them up to about $800, and the second place, you know, will be more like in the 4 range, and in third place. Okay. But of course, we still have the most valuable player, the most points, but we don't want to give cash awards for the players them. And it's for the efforts, for the little 4 hours they're going to be playing.
Who knows, they might stay down, sit the night and finish off the body.
Exactly. I don't want to go too higher than what we give the club teams when we win in our regular league, the 5-on-5, because that's a lot more players. So we are conscious of that, but we will release that final figure for them. But in that kind of way we're talking about that, the players should get something. I say it's free, we're not collecting the money for the sponsor, and the aim is really to get the version of the game out there to the public. And we're thankful that the players are going to work with us. Some of them been doing the 3x3 training every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. Yeah, and they play some scrimmage competition. And I said the youngsters them gravitate into it and they want to play. And I'm sure I don't know who's going to be nervous down Port Zan, depending on the size of the crowd, you know, but I really hope they could execute and play the game in an exciting way, that more people want us to come, not only on Port Zante, but to come down and Sandy Point Hard Court, or to go down by Fig Tree.
Who knows?
But those lot of bars around the court right in that area.
Exactly.
Those are good atmospheres that we have been looking at to roll out the game.
Though it may not be practical to have it there, maybe the bars and the strips might decide to, hey, could you bring the competition over there?
We actually look at the venue over there, but the I don't know if you see a 20-foot or 40-foot container, you got a kind of concrete pad, but it was too small. It was short. Yeah, it was too short. You know.
Yeah, but
so we still looking around,
Maybe Marriott might ask for you one of these days, you never could tell.
You never could tell. Yes.
Guys, we're going to sponsor everything.
Yeah.
And that...
You're thinking deeper, you know.
We can no longer keep things in the normal places and spaces. We got to carry them out, and that helps to build the interest in the communities and the young people.
Yes, to come on out.
Because strange enough, some young people may not have seen it, primary schoolers may not have seen it before. And seeing it, they say they like it and they want to be a part of that. Yeah.
And I know some of them youngsters want to see it and be there because, as I said, music are playing non-stop.
Yes, exactly.
And who may not even be much into the game, the friends are there and the music is there and the lighting and the fun.
It's like CPL. A lot of people that go to CPL, 3/4 of them don't know what playing.
They were playing, okay.
They ask them who win, they don't even know.
They don't know.
They wait for the lime.
They came for the lime, you know.
But this is a tremendous thing. I'm excited about it. Any plans to have a female version of it down the road?
Yes, our female program, we really hope that we could roll it out early next year, you know, because I said we're really trying to get into the schools. We've been having this discussion with the chief education officer. Or even before that, we've been talking to the schools individually, you know, but, you know, to get in the school system is kind of challenging this time, so. But I think they want to come in to get work. I hope that we'll go into school 3x3 competition next year.
That'll be wonderful.
Because I said it's a short, you don't have to go on long days, it could be in one night.
Yeah.
If you only got 8 high schools, secondary, you could play in one night, 8 teams.
Yeah, 2 zones of 4.
Exactly.
As you have in here.
There you go.
It's a wonderful idea.
Short and it's in that age group where the music and the school spirit and so can take off.
This like the T20 version of the basketball and the cricket.
I know you tell me now to rolling out a program really and truly. We look for a venue to go after women. Who knows, we might have to put it 3x3 in Netball City.
Yeah, that will work.
That's where the girls are playing
exactly
team sport, playing court sports. They're playing court sports over there.
Handball, volleyball, what have you, and things like that.
And the volleyball court is right there, and the 3x3 plays on that same surface.
Yeah.
So you use that far end.
Exactly.
With the discussion with the Volleyball Association, which will also express thanks to them too for allow us to use some of the tiles that we're going to use to put down the court. And on the road, Netball City, there's a lot of tiles in the far corner there. They already put on the volleyball court, but there's enough tiles to put on a half court. So we use the remaining tiles to put the half court down at Port Zante to play on Friday.
And it's always good to see national associations helping each other and things like that.
Yes.
Hand go hand come, as old people to say.
Well, you know, when you're Sinclair, and Claire Glenn Quinlan, you know, it was just a phone call, it was nothing formal, and they say, yes, you can do it, you know, and we appreciate of them. And with the Ministry of Sports, the Department of Sports also gave its green light in Director Hazel, Reggie Hazel.
In the 5-on-5, you have technical fouls and all these kind of things.
Yes.
Will they be happening here in these?
Well, you could get technical fouls, but the personal fouls, there's no personal fouls.
There's no personal fouls.
So you can't say 5 fouls and you're out.
You're out.
No,
Okay.
there's no personal fouls. But you can get the technical foul, technical foul or the unsportsmanlike foul. Again, you play 3-on-3 in your day, and you know you can get a little rough inside.
Leaning on your head.
Leaning on your head.
A little elbow here.
A little elbow here. So the referee have to, keep things in order, and
How many referees are you using? 1 or
2, but you can use 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we're hoping that we can use 2 for every game.
Okay.
But you can do 1.
And you're gonna have obviously your scores and statisticians.
The scores gonna be there. Yes, they're doing the points. They're doing the basically it's points. We're not gone of detail with assists, etc.
Okay.
For that first outing.
Yeah, just the point.
Just
Ball the same size?
Slightly smaller, about a 26. It's a little smaller than the regular ball. Yes. Okay. And it's a little lighter. You can actually hold it in your hand easily. You got much more grip. And it's a colorful ball. You know, the 3x3 ball is a yellow and blue, like stripe. Yes. So you call it a pretty ball.
Pretty ball. Then I seen a lot of excitement with this thing.
It's a pretty ball, so you can see it.
Yeah, I think this thing gonna be sell off Friday night down Port Zante. People who may not think about basketball want to see how this thing happening.
Yeah, we just hope they could just come on and just take a look. Just take a peep in and say, well, let me see what they're talking about. What they're putting basketball on. Let me see if they ain't wasting people time. Just come and take a little peep.
Exactly.
And then you might find it interesting. The atmosphere. And support the patrons down there. That's the bars. Them not all bars.
Down Port Zante.
Use the Port Zante. Stores or shops or whatever they're selling down there.
And normally Friday afternoon is a big line down there with the bar in the middle.
So
no doubt some of the patrons can just come up. Because we well fast,
Yes, and you have, if you're over by the other businesses, I think there's Power One. Those have done the upstairs.
Yes.
They might be able to see better.
Exactly, and just look over and have VIP treatment in terms of the view.
Yeah, we're going to have some of the short bleachers that the sports department giving us permission to use.
Okay.
So we have about 4 of them down there. The 3-tier. So we're going to set them up in a way that person can just have a short sit down
and look down and be comfortable.
And comfortable, yes.
And looking at it.
Yeah. So.
Any other sponsors before you slip away you want to remind us of again?
Well, let's say the Prime Minister's office, we have the contributor donors of UDC, right? You do have SCASPA in itself. Let me make sure I don't miss out anyone, because more persons is coming on board and doing whatever will help to see basketball take things to the next level in terms of introducing a new version of the game. Yeah, you also have pro videos, right? SL stage and lighting.
Okay, yeah.
But remember, you say it's the event.
Yeah.
So have a good lighting.
Exactly, all kind of things happening.
Yes, all kind of things happen. Well, because I was talking the NOC in that it helps us to develop the 3x3 for the last 3 years by keeping us having a coach here to help us with it during the off season and for helping us to take part in regional competition. So even though you may not be a direct sponsor of the event, for players to play the thing, you have to have some development going on. So you have to also thank everybody who in the whole chain of things in making sure that we can put on this event. I say it come down to the players, because the players then put on a good show. More people want to follow the game, follow that version of the game.
Could we expect to see maybe a business league version, 3-3, sometime in the future?
Very near future, because it can be a very good money earner for the association in the off season, you know. So not only for the association, but even the clubs because each community could organize a 3-3. Because I say it's easy to organize, it's just in a night.
And most communities play 3-3 anyway.
Exactly, and the players them can just be moving around, taking part in 3-3 leagues.
I like the idea, Glenn. You know? I'm excited and ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
And
I know you're picking up some of your own ideas for
yes, of course.
Not only your own sport, for other sports.
Exactly.
So I'm really glad that you give us the opportunity to speak about it and make sure that we come back.
Of course.
Even after to give a recap or some sort of how it went down and what's the next.
Because chances are while it is going on, ideas going to be developing
as we go
from what is happening.
Yeah. I said we're very much reserved and we play the thing at Basketball City. You know, yes, the players then will get in the playing thing, but now we're putting them on stage and putting them right in front. And that part there is just not just playing the game. You need people, event organizers.
Yeah.
So it brings out a lot of things that we were not in our core how we do things.
Yeah.
But if those other persons who got lighting, who got DJs, who could do it, and say, I want one event, I do the players. If all these parties come together, you're going to have a massive outing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that the day, the venue,
and
the historical element of it.
Yeah.
I think
the picturesque.
Yes.
Yeah, those kind of
that
things.
Again. And who knows, maybe the same bars down there might approach you and say, hey, how could we have another thing of this? Have it fought frequently.
And commodity rising.
Yes, exactly. Yes, sometimes according to old people, you have to give to get.
To get, yes. Yeah. No, you're so true.
But I really like this idea, Glenn. So that's two exciting things.
Yeah, tonight. For the night, yes. I know. I was outside listening to you. Yeah, I was listening to you, the passion and the excitement. Yeah, there are some things that a number of sports are doing, yes, and we really have to get better at communicating it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is true.
Appreciate it,
And the thing about it is, for example, I understand that we competed in weightlifting.
Yes.
Recently. And we are not using the media enough.
Yes. Who competed? Was it Harris?
Yes, the gentleman from the States.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Is it Harris or Williams?
Oh, no, the one who competed last year, I think he competed in Barbados, so I don't know this. If this is
the same one in Barbados, that's him.
That's him?
Yeah,
yes. He is, he's very good.
Yeah, I think he's going to go places, and he's passionate about it.
He's very good, He's taking that weightlifting thing serious.
Yes, serious.
Very, very serious.
But Glenn, we compliment you and the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association for this venture. It's been around for the basketball, like you said, a little bit.
Yes.
But this element of it, having it done this way, this time, I think that is tremendous. And we wish you tremendous success with this program. I'll try to find out, who knows, maybe next year I might be able to join the team or something.
Yes. Who do some banging?
Yeah.
You might find the ones who are 50 and over.
You may have a veteran one.
A veteran one, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. You ain't got to go too far.
I think Marty would run circles all over.
Oh, yes. We had to keep it out. We put him as a coach.
And him getting a national award.
Oh, boy.
Last thing, congratulations.
Favor, man. Congrats to him, boy.
Because
old Marty.
I remember, Glenn, when I was in 4th Farm or 5th Farm, when the youth basketball started up at thing.
No, that's it.
And we as the bunch of guys linemen, students, we competed. We were SPHS Rockets. And that's where I first know Marty from, because he played in that league. I don't remember anybody else from the league except Marty.
Because of he handled the ball and the shooting. He was so awesome, boy.
And from the big teams, I remember like Pistons. He had a tall guy with a bowling.
That's one of Mem Kane's brother. Yeah. Cass, they used to call him, his nickname was Casso, but it was Lloyd Gilbert.
Yeah, what part of the world he is now?
No, remember one of them had passed. Remember Lloyd
okay.
had passed many years ago. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Lloyd.
And there was Dunta, and there's another one. I was in Rams the other day, tall up guy, and I used to thief when I come Basti and things like that. They used to play the games of basketball, Basti High School.
Basti High School.
I remember those way back when, boy. But
yeah, you good to see Marty received that
yes,
honor.
yes.
And that's a guy. We went in school together, boys' school, and he could have played cricket and football. He could have gone that direction. Serious, yeah. He could have been just like how you say one of Gunjal and all them make national team. Marty would have been in the national team if he had stick with football.
But he chose basketball.
But basketball, he just...
And it really worked for him.
He was taking it out, but he could have gone either way. We were fortunate to have him stay with our sport, and the guy just... when you go to other Windward Islands or the other, even Antigua, wouldn't Marty don't remember?
yeah, Marty was just something else. Marty. Well loved and very good in the basketball.
Yeah, man.
You don't mess with him, he tell you what you got to say.
Stay what you say. The handles, he just light you up
from
that 3-pointer line. Wow. So I'm telling you, if that 3 extra to you, he'd have been lighting up these fellas.
Yeah.
Because once you get a little space, it would have been down. Yeah.
Well, Glenn, we thank you for being here. We actually went a little bit over time.
I'm glad.
Producer. But we had to give you your full quota of time.
And more. You gave me more than I thought.
Really appreciate it, and I'm excited about this. I congratulate you and the Basketball Association, and wish you tremendous success with this. And I'll definitely have to pass down there.
PP, let's take a PP.
Take a peep or something like that. But congratulations again.
Thank you.
Remind us again if the contact information, anybody want to get in contact with you or the association, what number could they call?
Well, of course, you can get me at my cell 662-2827, right? And we have our email address at scanaba869@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, etc.
But we appreciate this, and thanks a lot for being here. You're no stranger.
Not at all.
In many capacities, and we look forward to see you shortly to give us an update on how this went down. And when we could expect the next one, etc., etc., etc.
Thank you, and thank you to your listening audience, and have a good night to everyone.
Yeah, same to you, sir. You've been listening to Mr. Glenn Jeffers, President of the St. Kitts and the Nevis Amateur Basketball Association, Scanaba, updating us on a 3-on-3 basketball.
3x3.
3x3. I have to get it right. 3x3 basketball competition happening down at Port Zante. Yes, you heard me right, Port Zante. This coming Friday starting at 5 p.m. So we're encouraging you to go on out, take the whole family and friends. Make it a Lyman experience, an event. Relax. The ambiance is going to be good. Restaurants around, and just have some fun. Support the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association, and most of all, it is free. You ain't got to pay a penny. So go on out and have fun, and stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll be back in a second as we come back to wrap up the program.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. WINN FM.
Voices has a new time. Starting Friday, January 24, tune in from 10 to 12 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Voices right after Island Tea on WINN FM. Money Matters with Dr. Terrence Martin moves to Monday afternoons from 1 to 2 p.m. Inside the News on Saturday mornings, now 10 to 12 noon. Tune in to WINN FM 98.9. Log on to winmediaskn.com and our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch pages. And let's go. Keep up with the news on our website and by following our WINN Media SKN channel on WhatsApp. Message your comments or call WINN FM at 466-0989, 662-0989, or call our U.S. numbers from anywhere, 718-285-6984, 305-921-4619, and call our sales office at 466-9586. Voices, now 10 to 12 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Money Matters, 1 to 2 p.m. Monday afternoon. And Inside the News, Saturdays, 10 to 12 noon on WINN FM 98.9.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. WINN FM.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On the Ball, a weekly talk show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Boy, we've had a busy night tonight. 3 guests. Normally we do 1, but so many things happening here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We couldn't do 2. We had to do 3. And there were 3 powerhouses, Powerful. And we thank you for being with us. And we didn't get a chance to go into detail about the test match. The Windies, they scrabbled to level the test match with, not the test match, what are you talking, Biff? The 50 over competition, the second 50 over with Bangladesh. You thought West Indies was on top of it, next thing, Bangladesh on top of it, and it keep going like a seesaw, and it was an exciting game, a tied match. These guys made 213, Bangladesh 213 for 7 in their full 50 overs. I thought that was easy pickings, really, 4 runs and over. But West Indies, they were scrabbling, they scrabbled to make it. Next thing, the match tie, they make 213 to West Indies, and they have 9 after last 9 wickets. Once ago, with these games, once it tied, whoever lost few wickets won the game. So with the old system, Bangladesh would have won the game because they lost 7 wickets, West Indies lost 9. And they have another way of actually separating the winners here. If there's a tie match, there's a bowl off, where 6 bowlers bowl at the stumps. And who win the most times, win the game. And of course, if it is tied, you go on to a next bowler off again with another bowler, different bowler. So they're different things. But West Indies, I don't know, boy. And could you imagine Kerry Pierre? He wasn't in the side, He wasn't in the side, but he came in because of an injury to another player, I can't remember at the moment. And he walked straight into the 11. Kerry Pierre, and he had a decentish couple games. The 3rd game now, it's all to play for. Winner takes all. This is the Choo-Choo Losers Brush. And that is happening on the 23rd, which is Thursday, 3:30 in the morning. And I've been losing some sleep. I lose some sleep with the India test, and I lose some sleep with these. Getting up and say, I'm going to only watch about an hour or 2 and going back to sleep. Watch what? 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I there watching the TV and enjoy. Now and then I might take a snooze, But the games have been interesting. And we say congratulations to the Windies for leveling the series. Because had they not won that match, they would have lost the series. So it would have been the second 50-over series ODI that they lost in succession against lower-ranked teams as that. But we say congratulations to them and hope they come and they blow away the competition in the next game next week, Tuesday, God's Spear. A lot of cricket happening. And we didn't get to mention the scores and things like that from over the James Harris League. But what we can tell you, coming up on the 26th, Sunday 26th, we are going to be having Backstreet coming up against HMP at 3 p.m. and Young Guns, a top of the table clash. Young Guns, the defending champions, the leaders, coming up against Taba, who are in second place. So you can't let anybody tell you about it. You have to go out and watch these games over at the Mansion playing field. James Palmer Montezuma, he's going to do his best to welcome you and entertain you and make sure you have a wonderful time. So go on out and watch it. And to that youngster, the young 18-year-old, that really hurt me. And when I say hurt me, it really, 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 really hurt me. And I'm looking for the link here. And here is it. Promising Senegalese goalkeeper Sheikh Touré has tragically passed away at just 18 years old. 18 years young. The man ain't even started to live yet. He was tricked into attending a trial at what he believed was a professional club in Ghana, where he was kidnapped and held for ransom. His family, sadly, they were not able to raise the demanded fee. Tragic news, rest in peace, rising ballers. It's really sad. On behalf of WINN FM 98.9, the sports, the board of directors, staff, management, I do accept, of course, on my behalf and on behalf of the On the Ball show, we really extend condolences to the family of this youngster. We don't know him, but it is really sad. It is really tragic. And the chances are this is not going to be the only time. Here is this youngster at 18 trying to make things better for his family, take his family out of poverty, as so many sportsmen have done before, so many African footballers had done before. And only for this to happen. I have maximum confidence, of course, that the Almighty will unleash his just rewards and whoever it is, if it's an individual or group, and may the youngster rest in peace. We have to end on a final note in terms of an award. The Honorable Olivia Babsy Grange, she posted on her Facebook page on October 19th that congratulations to Mr. Roman Powell, OD, that overdosed, honored with the Order of Distinction in the rank of Officer for Service in the field of sport, in particular cricket. And the guy looking sharp, but yeah. Mr. Roman Powell, OD. That's like MD and CSME and all kind of things like that. And he really deserved it. He really deserved it. We say congratulations to him and hope other countries would do likewise for their players. And we just had our independence and all kind of honorees. And Facebook is active. That a few petitions were not considered, were not given an award. Elimat, El Comida Willett, Kim Collins, and you had a few others there. And I don't know if a country could have a maximum of how many national heroes within a specific space of time. But 5 national heroes, 5 politicians, to me that doesn't send the best message. And it'll be nice to have these gentlemen considered for that award, putting St. Kitts and the Nevis on the map. because their places today, people today in places don't know who or what is St. Kitts, where St. Kitts and Nevis, where they are. And it sounds strange, but that's the case. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being with us tonight on another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. All those persons who I know have been listening, Montezuma, Anna Hall, Larnett, Somerset. Oh boy, Annie Ann, my apologies, I didn't pick you up at the start, Annie Ann, I feel so bad. Annie Ann over in Taba, this lady is a beautiful lady. Beautiful heart, soft voice, lovely personality, but don't get on the wrong side, otherwise you're going to get her hard. Quick and in a hurry, and as soon as she done give you, and she backward again. She don't take nonsense at all. Over in Brown Hill, all the guys, we say thank you for listening. And Leeward Islands Cricket Tournament starting on Saturday. They're playing 3 one-day internationals. Sorry, 350 overs, because the CG 50 over United competition, that's going to start sometime next month. So they are preparing for it. So go on out and support the games at Connery, at Warner Park, and down at St. Paul's. The police, they are putting up these radar guns. I support that 100%. There have been some changes. The water already give people tickets. They changed that. Traffic, people driving, cut back on your speed. Please, please, the life you save might be your own, or the life you take might be your own and or your family. You have to drive to be alive. If you're not patient, you will become a patient. Drink responsibly, don't drive and drink, don't drink and drive. If you're drinking, get a designated driver who isn't driving. And as I wrap up, always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Thank you for listening. See you next week, Tuesday. Godspeed.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.